This program is produced by the volunteers of Tellico Village Broadcasting.
Good morning. I'm Dick Koloszewski, the publicity chairman of the Tellico Village Lions Club, and we're here this morning to talk to you about some of our activities, and specifically a big one coming up here in a few weeks, our first of several fundraisers that we conduct each year. Now, these fundraisers are important, but they're important because in order for them to be successful, we have to involve you in participating in them. And that's the whole purpose of our message here. A little bit about the Tellico Village Lions Club. Our motto is "We serve," as you can see from our logo. And we serve the community in a number of ways, primarily focused on programs that are oriented towards vision. And we'll talk a little bit later about specifically one of those programs that we conduct on a monthly basis. In addition, we're involved in supporting the environment. We support the community. And a new task area for us is childhood oncology. Now, right now, we have 56 members in our club. And today's an extremely auspicious day because at our dinner meeting this evening, we'll be inducting 12 new members into the Lions Club. So hopefully these are 12 people that will be rolling up their sleeves and getting to work and making us even more successful than we have been in the past. I mentioned fundraisers. That's one aspect of what we do. We have two that involve food and involve you. The chili dinner that Larry Stickler will talk about in a minute. The other one is the Oktoberfest, which, as the name implies, takes place in October. The third one is our golf outing, which takes place in May. That involves you organizing your foursome and coming out. But the thing that makes it really a financial success is the support of the business community in signing up to be sponsors. The fourth thing we do is we support the Lenoir City Women's Club in their Arts and Crafts Fair in June by taking tickets and parking cars, and they pay us for that. The last thing, we interact with you on a monthly basis when we put flyers in your paper box, and that's another fundraiser for us. Now, in terms of service projects, as I mentioned, they're primarily oriented towards vision. We have a vision screening project that we do in all of the local schools, and then a healthcare project that we'll talk about a little bit later. In addition to that, we have a fairly rigorous donation program where we donate funds to the community. The fire department is a big recipient, the library, other activities in the village, but also a lot of service organizations within Loudoun County, East Tennessee, and in some cases on a national basis. Now, the other thing we do that requires your support, and you've been supporting it extremely well, is a collection of used eyeglasses and pillboxes. In the last year or so, we have, thanks to you, collected and donated to Matthew 26, which is the organization that collects and processes them, over 10,000 pill containers. And these pill containers are cleaned up and sent overseas, primarily to Africa, where they're used by indigent people who were given prescriptions by doctors so they can take them home in a container rather than carry them in their hands and get them dirty and lose them. The other thing are used eyeglasses. Last year we collected about 3,500 pair of eyeglasses. So now it's on to the chili soup dinner. And Larry Stickler is going to tell us all about what's going to happen and how you can come and enjoy a great meal and support us while you're at it.
Hi, I'm Larry Stickler. I'm in charge of the Lions Chili Soup Dinner. I've been doing this for 15 years, and I'd like to tell you what we're having. We're having chili, of course. We're having chicken noodle soup, antipasta salad, Italian bread, and of course, ice cream. Everything we can do is make it as fresh as possible. Okay.
Sounds like a pretty intensive operation, and a lot of effort goes into it. And of course, it's important that you get your tickets early The event takes place on the 12th of March at the Christian Life Center of the Community Church. Doors open at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we stop serving at 7 o'clock. So get your tickets, come on out, and take advantage of Larry and his crew's hard work and support the Lions in the great causes that they serve in this community. Thanks a lot, Larry. We're going to let you go and go get to work. 12th of March isn't too far away.
We're already started.
Okay, a little earlier you heard about the fundraiser, the chili soup dinner. Now we're going to talk to you about one of the ways in which the funds that are raised in things like that chili soup dinner are utilized. We conduct, as I mentioned, health fairs both at Good Samaritan Center in Lenore City and the Good Shepherd Center in Madisonville. The one at Good Samaritan Center is much more extensive because we do extensive vision screening and vision testing and prescribed glasses. Now, Bruce Johnson, Lion Bruce Johnson, is the lead lion on that project, and he's involved in coordinating with the staff at Good Samaritan, publicizing it, getting volunteers to work, and so forth. And the key person in that team is Dr. Dennis Benedict, who's our resident optometrist. And he conducts the detailed eye examinations and prescribes the glasses and procures the glasses and so forth for the people who qualify for these glasses. So we'll start off with Lion Bruce, and how about giving us an overview of the health fair at Good Samaritan and what's involved.
Before we get started, I'd like to back up a little bit and talk a little bit about how we got started with this program. And basically, when I first came to the village, I got interested in the Lions Club because we did vision screening at the schools. So quite a few years, a friend of mine, Lou Ludovico, who is no longer with the Lions, and I, we went to the schools in the county, and we got to noticing that some of the parents needed glasses as well as the kids. And then we thought, well, if the kids are running about 6% in need of glasses, then adults are probably greater than that. So we thought maybe that we ought to investigate to see if we could start a program for indigent people in the county so that we could test them just like we did with the kids. We also had a program going already in the Lions that if people came to us with vision problems, we would provide them services with glasses, etc. So we thought maybe we could marry these two programs together, the vision screening for the adults with the glasses. And what we came up with is an idea that if we could find a place in the county, a church or something like that, that would let us use it, we would start this program. Well, we were lucky enough to work with the Good Samaritan Center. They donated their space. We go there once a month, and we usually go, and I say that usually because schedule changes occasionally, but most of the time we go on the fourth Thursday of the month, and we're there from 9 o'clock in the morning until 12:30. We've been doing this now for about 5 years. This April we started the program, and I can't remember how many pairs of glasses we've given away, but it's rather extensive. We pay for about $11,000 worth of glasses a year is the way I understand it. Usually we see about 20 to 25 people per month. It all depends when they get to see the doctor as to how many we see. Doctor can only see about 8 to 10 a day, and so sometimes we schedule them to come back other days. But we've been very good at being able to get volunteers in the Lions. It takes about 5 or 6 of us to do this because we have 3 different stations. We measure blood pressure, we do glucose where we test their sugar level, and then we do vision screening, and then we have a person that interviews them to see if they do indeed qualify for this program, and they have to be at or below the poverty level, so it's indigent people. We're just really thrilled that we're able to give this many pair of glasses away each month. And so we do it 9 months out of the year, and take break for November and December because of the holidays. And in August, I believe it is, the Good Samaritan Center needs their space for a backpack program that they have going. So we have to skip August as well. But because of that, the other months of the year we're jam packed with people, and it just thrills your heart to know that you're helping these people, especially when they come in and they have severe problems, or they're wearing glasses that have only one limb, or they have glasses that they've taken the lenses out and they've glued them to the frames just so they can see. And so the program is well worth its weight in gold. It's something that we're very proud of here in the Lions, and we look forward to continuing it.
Sounds like you do about 10 to 15 pair of free glasses a year. Well, the guy who examines and prescribes the glasses is our resident optometrist, Dr. Dennis Benedict. So, Dr. Benedict, how about telling us about, what you find and how you prescribe the glasses and so forth?
Okay, basically, after, like Bruce said, they do the screening, and if they don't pass the screening, which is less than 20/40 vision, then we usually set up an appointment for an eye exam. And he'll go around and find out when people can come in to see me, because I can only do one person at a time. So he'll schedule 8 or 10 people for me to see that day. And normally we schedule about 40-45 minutes for each person. So when they come in to see me, I'll start out by doing a complete medical history on each person, find out their medications and their medical diagnoses. Then we find out if there's any eye history problems as far as disease or injuries, any family history of any eye problems. And then I'll go about the full eye examination, which will include a neurology assessment for the visual system, and use a handheld microscope where we can examine the anterior part of the eye. And then we do things like pressure checks for glaucoma screening. We also do the evaluation for the retina when we dilate the eyes. Most everybody will be dilated, so I can get a good view of the retina. I have handheld microscopes and things to look in the back of the eye. And so pretty much you do the full eye exam that you would get at a regular eye doctor's office. Everything is kind of miniaturized, my microscopes, my handheld tonometer. I have an auto refractor, which will determine the refractive status for the glasses. And then I'll have a head-mounted, battery-powered biomicroscope for looking at the back of the eye. So after we get through that, we'll then take the patient to the area in the room, and either my wife, who helps assist picking out frames, or when she's not available, then I depend on Bruce Johnson to help me. He's a very good help to help him select frames, either metal or plastic frames. Then we'll go ahead and fit the frame, as far as adjust around the ears, adjust around the nose, measure the distance between the eyes with the pupillometer, measure the bifocal height. And so the frame is totally adjusted for the patient. So when they pick out this frame, that will be their frame. And then I'll send those off to the lab in Knoxville, and they'll custom cut the lenses to that frame.
Okay, so again, the important thing to note is that there's no cost to the person for this, both the examination and the glasses themselves. Now, why is this possible? It's possible because you, the residents of Tellico Village, support us in things like the chili soup dinner, the Oktoberfest, the golf outing, and so forth. So again, we like to think of ourselves as a premier service organization that really does a lot of good in the community. And I think this is one example you've heard of about one of the projects that we have. We have others, and maybe in the future we'll talk about them. But the important thing is it's a team. It's the Lions executing the programs, but it's you, the residents of Tellico Village, providing us the financial wherewithal to be able to do the kinds of things that you've heard described here this morning. So again, thanks a lot for your support, and we look for future activities for you to support just as well. Thanks a lot.